Hi everyone, hope you all are doing great. Well, I just want to say a few words about one of my favorite soap operas. It's called The Young and the Restless. And I want to say happy birthday, Young and the Restless. And I believe it's been on about 35 years, if I'm correct. Because it started when I was around, I think I was 15, and now I'm 50. So I'm pretty close to that being the right number, 35. Uh, and I've watched it kind of on and off throughout the years. Uh, Anyways, when Young and the Restless first came on, and I was about 15 years old. Well, like I said before, wasn't about the Abbott family. It was about a family called the Brooks. It was about Laurie and Leslie Brooks, and Leslie was a virtuoso pianist, and she was really great. But she had a lot of emotional problems, and her sister Laurie, she didn't help matters when she stole Leslie's boyfriend away from her, and I think his name was. Let me think a minute. If I could think of what his name is. It was Lance. Yeah, that's his name. It was Lance, and he's the character on my other favorite soap called Bold and Beautiful. He's Eric Forrester, when Eric Forrester was, of course, much younger. Anyways, uh, then after it was about the Brooks family and also another family called the Foster family, where like Jill, the character Jill right now, she's not the original Jill, though she has been on the show she has played Jill for a pretty long time now. Uh, Jill was one of the Fosters, Jill Foster, but later on somehow it was found out that she was adopted. She was adopted by the Foster, by Miss Foster, or should I say Mrs. Foster. And I don't know what happened to the father Foster. He never was on the show. Um, anyways, in more recent years on the show, it was found out that Jill was actually Kay Chancellor's real life daughter. I mean, not in real life, but on the show, I mean. And throughout the years, Jill and Catherine Chancellor, and the lady that plays the part of Catherine Chancellor is one of the originals from the show. I mean, she's really great. I think she is. And her and Jill were rivals because way back when the show first started, Jill, she worked a lot because she was trying to get her older brothers through college, and so she got a job as, I think, maybe a maid, I suppose, or a personal assistant to Catherine Chancellor. Anyway, she'd go over there and she would, be with her and help her and do her nails and, do odds and ends for her and things. But she kind of caused a little bit of a problem when she stole Catherine's, well, maybe I shouldn't say stole. She fell in love with Catherine Chancellor's husband, Philip. And Philip fell in love with her in return, and they were in love, and so that marriage was, well, it was on the downflow. I was trying to think of a good cliche, if I can't. Anyways, Kay, Catherine Chancellor was an alcoholic at the time, so she went to pick up Philip at the airport or something like that, and I don't think he should have gotten in the car with her because she was all drunk, and they went off a cliff or something, and she survived and he died. he went to the hospital, but he died in the hospital, unfortunately. And him and Jill tried to get married, and they did get married in the hospital, but Kay Chancellor put a stop to that. So Jill didn't get anything after that, out of that. And then she went on her spree of marrying rich men, like she married the first rich man she married. Well, after Philip Chancellor, I mean, that marriage didn't work out. Of course, it had to be annulled. Her first rich man she captured was Mr. Brooks. That was Laurie and Leslie's father. So, anyways, Jill kind of went on a rampage of marrying men for money and divorcing them and inheriting, part of their money. So, anyways, what else about the show? They've got a few of the originals that go way back. Paul, for one, is one of the originals. He was not on the show during the. Well, he came on the show, I think, during the first few years or so after they were done with the most part, where they were done with the Brooks family, and Paul came into the picture. And one of his first jobs was he started working for Victor Newman. And Victor, the older dashing gent who plays the part of Victor Newman, well, he's one of the originals. And Nikki is one of the originals. They had Danny on recently. He's one of the originals. He's the original, and his real name's, I believe it's Michael Damian, and real life he's a rock singer. And on the show he's a rock singer. And he came back on the show just for a little bit here recently. So anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, Paul. One of Paul's first jobs on YNR was he worked for Victor. And Victor's first wife, her name was, now I can't think of her name. What was her name? She was really beautiful, had long, dark, maybe black hair, I think. And her and Victor were not happy together. And but she went out and got herself a boyfriend. Victor found out about that and was not too happy because he had some room built like way down in the bottom of his house someplace, and it had very little ventilation to it, and he stuck that boyfriend down in that room, and he hired Paul to bring the guy meals, and somehow that young guy talked Paul into letting him out one day, So I think Paul let him out, and why I'm not sure what happened after that. I know that Paul and Victor got back on track and always had a good working relationship even after that happened. So that's a pretty funny part, I thought. So, what else? I believe Nikki, back in the beginnings of the show, I'm not sure, she may have been going with Paul just a little bit maybe, and then she was a stripper and she met Victor, and then Victor and Nikki got married and had a couple kids. And anyways, Jack, the character of Jack, I don't know if he's the original Jack. I don't believe he is, but he has been the character of Jack for many years on the show. And I know one time him and Nikki were married, and they wanted to have a child. They weren't able to have a child together. So, anyways, and Jack has a sister named Ashley, and Ashley, she's the original Ashley, the one they have playing Ashley now, Ashley Abbott. And one of their favorite newcomers that I really love, I nickname him Mr. Good Looking, is the guy who used to play on the show, not Dallas, but Knots Landing, yeah. And I think he's just great. I'm so happy he's on the show, because every time I start to think about stopping to watching it for a while, they have a great new character on it, a great new actor coming out. Like, what's his name? Jeff, and he also played a twin brother who had a stroke. Anyways, I'm out of time now. I wanted to say a little more, but I'm out of time. Well, okay.